Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm here with a video update about my next project. As you guys know, the GTX 780 underwent a price drop in response to the R9 290X and in anticipation of the GTX 780 Ti. The 780 Ti is going to be the R9 290X killer. It's going to outperform it in games. It's going to outperform it in benchmarks. Maybe not at 4K, but it's going to be substantially better than the R9 290X at most resolutions that people play at. But it's also going to be much more expensive. It's going to be $700 for the 3 gig video RAM model. There is also going to be a 6 gig video RAM model, and there's going to be a 12 gig video RAM model, which looks to be for those who do a lot of AutoCAD and are looking for a budget option instead of getting something like the Ares or some of those Quadro type workstation cards. So why did I get two GTX 780 Lightning editions from MSI instead of waiting for the 780 Ti? Well, these Lightning Editions 780s used to be $750, and now they are $540 on Newegg and Amazon. On most GPUs, overclocking is just icing on the cake, but these Lightning Editions were designed to be very extremely overclocked. They were designed with extreme overclocks in mind. They were designed to be competitive in benchmarks. They were designed to lead leaderboards and to set records. I'm going to show the unboxing because I think the packaging is fantastic. A few things to note about this GPU: it takes up 2.5 slots, the GPU reactor up top takes up a lot of space, and the cooler itself is quite thick. It's also extremely heavy, so you can expect a lot of sag when you put it into the PCIe lanes, which is very bad for the bus over an extended period of time, so that's why I don't like those blooming onion style CPU coolers that strain your motherboard a lot. Also, this graphics card is 11.5 inches long, so it didn't fit into my current build, so it's a good excuse for me to redo my water cooling loop. I didn't want to put my reference 780s underwater because I wouldn't have gained very much performance from having a voltage locked GPU underwater. So why am I using these graphics cards in my old build, aka test bench, instead of the current build I have? Because the PCB is 11.5 inches long. It couldn't fit with the radiator mounted through the side. So with the new water blocks coming in for the MSI Lightnings, the only company that makes water blocks for these GPUs right now is EK, and they ship from overseas. So it'll take a little bit of time before I get them. But when I do have these in my water cooling loop, the goal is to mount this 360mm radiator up top. In theory, if I change this fan to a 120mm radiator, I should be able to fit this up top where it should be if I use right angle fittings for the tubing. I also have another 240mm slim profile radiator to mount through the fan hinge for another radiator, but if it doesn't fit, it's not the biggest deal in the world. So that's my next project, is to include these guys in my water cooling loop. I hope to be able to finish before the weekend. Time is not a factor on my end. It just depends on when I get the water blocks in for these graphics cards. But why am I working on another computer project in such close proximity to having just completed a water cooled build? Well, let me have a show of hands. Who isn't addicted to working on their build? Yeah, I thought so.